I'm Susan Robertson with Sharpen Innovation, and today I'm going to teach you a creative thinking tool that will really ramp up your ability to come up with new and innovative ideas. But first, a little background on why it's sometimes difficult to come up with creative ideas. All humans have something called the negativity bias. And the negativity bias is the unconscious assumption that uncertainty equals danger. We don't like to admit we have this bias, but neuroscience has proven that we all do. And the way we see that when we're trying to come up with innovative ideas is we often say yes, but in response to new ideas, even when we say we're looking for new ideas. The yes, but is a manifestation of that negativity response because our brains are really good at honing in on the potential risk or danger in an idea, and that's where our brain goes immediately when we hear a new idea. So in order to give new ideas some breathing space, we have to get rid of the yes but and find a better way to respond to new ideas that allows new ideas to live a little bit before we judge whether they're worthwhile or not. And the way to do this is a thinking tool that I call GPS. And GPS stands for Good Problem Solution. So the way to give an idea a GPS response is you first list everything about that idea that could be good, the G. So what's interesting, what's useful, what's valuable, what could be beneficial to me, to my customers. Really what you're looking for here is what's the potential in the idea, knowing it's not finished. It's still got some rough edges, it's still got some problems, it still has those issues that you wanted to yes but first we're going to identify what's good about it. And then once you've done that, made a list of things that are potentially good about it, then you go to the next step, which is where your brain has been trying to go anyway, and that's the problems. But the important difference is you want to articulate the problems in the form of a question. So how to, or how might we, or what are all the ways we might. So for example, if the issue you see is it's really expensive, that sounds really expensive, instead of saying it's too expensive, which will just shut that idea down, what you say instead is, how can we make it more affordable? And by simply asking the question instead of making the statement, you're tricking your own brain into finding a solution instead of throwing up a barrier. So that's the P, problem part, but in the form of a question. And then once you've come up with the problems that you see all in the form of a question, you pick whatever you think the most important problem is, and you move on to the S of GPS, which is solution. And now you look for ideas to solve the issue that you identified, meaning you get to change the idea, modify it, tweak it to make it better, more useful, but still keeping something about it that was good. So you're changing the idea, you're allowing your brain to acknowledge that there are problems, which is what your brain is going to do naturally, but you're doing it in a more productive way, and you're then more easily coming up with solutions to the problems in the idea and making that idea better, honing it, optimizing it, instead of just killing it with the yes but. So that's GPS thinking, good problem solution.